Andy Scott, Saturday once again showed the fine margins on which a game can operate, but even though you say the squad is still learning about each other, it proved that once again that the team are not far away.
Yeah, I think, you know, as much as we are disappointed we've lost, and you know, we're disappointed because we come so close to getting something, and you know, we just needed to score when we were on top in the first half particularly. But you know, the team gave us everything again. You know, they left nothing out there, and you know, sometimes you need a little bit of a break or a little bit of luck, and it didn't fall for us on Saturday. We still need to improve on a few bits and pieces, but that goes without saying. You know, that's going to happen throughout the season. But you know, as a group, they're a lot more confident in themselves and a lot more relaxed about how we're playing, and understand how good we can be, and what good players we've got in the side. And that's the general feeling around the place. So you know, looking back to last year where we were around this time, you know, we're in a lot better position. We've had a tough start. I think everyone's appreciated that. You know, Woking, we had a third team in the top 5 that we played, and you know, added to that you got Torquay, Forest Green, and Grimsby as well. You know, like, that is a tough start, no matter what anyone says. But we've given a really good account of ourselves in every game, and the 2 games we've lost has been by a single goal. Both times we should have got something out of it. So you know, we're obviously, you know, want to have more points on the board, but there's reason to be optimistic, and we're not going to, you know, castigate the players for losing games when they've got so close and they're trying to do what we're asking them to do. And you know, against the toughest sides in the league, you know, we know it's going to be difficult. So to play as well as we have done and show that we're not far away from them is encouraging at this stage of the season.
Given that tough run of fixtures, are the team either in points total or in performances further ahead than maybe you expected?
We didn't really set any targets because we just didn't know how quickly they would get together, and we didn't know what the other sides were going to be like. We knew we had a tough start, you know, the sides that we were playing, but you know, we feel that we probably could have a couple more points than we've got, but we're only 2 points off the playoffs, you know, and it is very tight at the top. I think the sort of although we're 7 games in, it's sort of the league's beginning to sort itself out a little bit. But having said that, and being where we are after the start we've had, you know, reason to be optimistic about going forwards, because we're going to have a run when we're going to play teams more or less, you know, we're around mid-table and below, that we feel that we can pick up more points against. And that's not to say that we don't think we can pick up points against the top teams, because we've shown we can. But you know, we defended very well. Watched the DVD again and watched the clips of the set plays and crosses that came in the box, and our defensive positions are really, really good. The time they've scored, we've just been overloaded at back post. Tonks has gone up for a header. You know, we've got 3 players in exactly the right position. It's just gone over both their heads. If one of them gets a flick on, the bloke on the back post doesn't get the opportunity. So sometimes you just can't do anything about goals. You know, usually it's saying there's been a mistake somewhere along the line, but on Saturday, you know, fair play to them, they overload the box, they put loads of players in, but we were in the correct positions. And you know, it's one of those things. You know, maybe we've got to, from our point of view, get more players in the box and believe the ball's coming in, and that's something that we've got to impress on the players and work on in training. But our build-up play is becoming better. Our link-up play, we're passing the ball better. We're having a lot more possession, which means we're not defending as much as we had to last year. And you know, the options we've got on the bench, you know, Fitch is really unlucky to be missing out at the moment. Tom Derry's shown real glimpses of promise when he's come on, and obviously Joe Gesson, you know, was unfortunate with his ankle. So we've got opportunities going forward, attacking wise, but we can't just believe that the link-up play and getting to the final thirds enough. We've still got to get balls in the box, and we've still got to make sure we get him in between the posts to score the goals, and that's just the last little piece of the jigsaw that needs to go together to make us a really good side. And
Woking too have made a fantastic start. They'll come here tomorrow night full of confidence.
Yeah, that's right. Another good win against Lincoln, who are really, you know, a tough side to play against, and a strong side, unbeaten. You know, we know when Grimsby came down here unbeaten that it was going to be a tough game, and this is obviously a local derby and adds extra spice. But being as good a side as they are, you know, Gary's recruited well in the summer, and they've got some impressive signings, and some big players at this level that are more than capable of playing in the league, and they're firing all cylinders and playing with plenty of confidence. But you know, it's a local derby, it's all to play for, and you know, as much as you know it's going to be a tough game, I think that they'll be expecting a tough game too.
Is it perhaps unfair to suggest that they've had an easier run? You've still got to win those games, obviously. Yeah,
you've got to win them, but you know, I think that everyone, you know, I think Gary would admit that they've had an easier run, you know, but that's just the way the fixtures go, and you've still got to beat the team that's in front of you. We know how hard it is against the, you know, teams that are, you know, going to be down the bottom, or the ones that have just come up, or the ones that are you know, usually find it very hard, you know, year after year. But you still got to beat them because they're hard to break down. They work very hard and they give everything they've got. But he's got a lot of attacking threat now with Rendell and Sol and Morgan in the side. They've signed Chris Arthur from AFC Wimbledon on loan, and you know, Josh Payne, as we know, is a very good player. Kieran Murta has been injured. You know, they've got a good squad of players, and you know, looking at their squad, you expect them to be in the playoffs because again, they've been together 2 or 3 years, and that's something that we as a club, you know, and me as a manager would realise. And you look at the sides like Grimsby's, your Halifax's, you know, your Wokins, your Kidderminsters. A lot of those players have been together for a long time now, and that's what we want to have. We've had a lot of big turnaround in players in the last couple of years. We're not far away with this group, and as each year passes, we just want to try and improve the squad gradually as we can, but keep the majority together because, you know, we kept 9 from last year, and that's shown that that's been vital to us, that they know how we want to play, and that they're good players and can play at this level, and we feel that we've improved in some areas, but there's always, you know, people going to leave, and there's always people going to come in. Let's just make sure that the ones that do come in are better than the ones that leave. So a consistency of squad from year to year is important to be able to build and make progress to achieve what we want to do, which is ultimately get out of this league.
And with Woking's attacking threat and Aldershot's defensive solidity, it'll be fascinating to see that, I suppose, their irresistible force against our immovable object, see who comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, it's one of, you know, it's a really good game. You know, hopefully there'll be a really big crowd down here. We expect it. We've had some fantastic crowds down here for the first 3 home games, and this should be no different. And you know, we've got some players who can score goals, and they've got plenty of goals in them as well. And like I say, it's going to be interesting how it pans out. We've got to be solid. We've got to be organised because, you know, they're on the crest of a wave and they're playing well, and we've got to make sure that we're solid. But I think that we've got players that can cause them threats, and you know, we managed to do a double over them last year, and we want to repeat that. We want to give our fans a little bit of a, you know, the bragging rights in the local area, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that happens.
And you, last year with both games, you said that how important it was for the big atmosphere. Some managers tried to play down the local derby's importance, but the fans can be the 12th man here tomorrow night. Without
a doubt, you know, I think when you've been in the league, and a lot of the players have been in the league, and myself as a manager, you know, you love the atmosphere of the big crowds, and you go to places, and you know, and this is an opportunity again, and players deserve the opportunity to play in front of big crowds in big occasions, because it doesn't happen very often at this level. You know, we're fortunate now in the conference that some of the grounds we go to are league standard, and they're very, very good, and the pitches are good, but you need the crowd there as well to make it and generate that atmosphere, and we have that down here week on week. But with the local derby adding extra spice, and Woking will bring plenty of fans as well, you know, the atmosphere is what you want to walk into, and it's what gets you going. It's why you play football, it's why we're involved in football, that you're involved in the big games, because it means that, you know, you've got something to play for, and you're doing the right thing, and you've got a group of fans that are supporting you and want you to do well. So you know, if we can have a big support down here tomorrow night, that's going to spur the lads on and create an atmosphere, and it'll be a real feisty game, and they always are. You know, both sides desperate to win, both fans desperate to have their team win, and it's set up nicely because you've got 2 good teams that are playing well at the moment going at it.